Guys, it looks like we're about to get our first substantial update for the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, and it appears like this update is focusing quite heavily on addressing some of the shortcomings, let's say, in the camera experience, the photography experience on this device. Today, we have an article from Sam Mobile going over the changelog, which has just been made public. Of course, this update probably has not hit your device just yet, but depending upon your region, it should be coming very, very soon. Let's scroll down here and let's jump into this changelog and do a quick rundown of this because there's actually a lot here. So this first one here, I'm not actually totally confident that I know what they're talking about because it says an improvement in the gallery app allows you to immediately delete photos that were just captured and are getting processed. You would assume that this means if you're using something like the 200 megapixel mode, which means the image has to process for much longer, that you would currently be unable to delete those images until the processing was done, and that will be fixed. That will be going away. But I've tested this. I can go into 200 megapixel mode, take a picture while it's processing. I can already delete it both in the camera app and the gallery app. So I'm not really sure exactly what's going on there because, like I said, I can already do this. Maybe I'm missing something. This next one is very interesting as well. The autofocus algorithm has been changed. So when you press the shutter button, the camera takes a photo even if the frame is out of focus or not completely set. However, if you want the camera app to capture an image only after the frame is in focus, you can change the behavior from the camera assistant app. This is a really substantial change, and it appears as though they're doing this to, it sounds kind of counterintuitive, but to address the motion blur problem with these cameras. Because how this typically works, and how you may have seen people talk about shutter lag on these Galaxy devices, you press that shutter button and you expect it to instantly take the picture, but sometimes it's going to sit there, try to get everything nice and perfectly in focus, and then snap the picture, and you've missed your shot. You may actually rather have it just take the picture now and be slightly, not double checking its focus as much and just have the shot as it is than to have it sit there and try and focus and then take the shot. That appears to be what they are now going to be prioritizing, just speed of the shot being taken over trying to double check that focus. But luckily, you can use the camera assistant app, which is part of GoodLock, to change that behavior back if you don't like it. So nice option here, but really interesting that they're actually changing the default, right? They're not actually just giving you this new option and putting it in camera assistant. They're changing it and letting you change back with camera assistant. And I guess it really signifies a pretty big change in the way that they're thinking, the way that they're looking at their shutter speed. Sharpness has improved and the flicker has been reduced while capturing videos using the ultra-wide camera in low light situations using the super steady mode. The camera app also displays a notice that explains that super steady mode needs good ambient light for better image quality. So with these super steady modes, they do need a lot more light. When you're using the ultra-wide camera, that's a sensor that is smaller and just can't absorb as much ambient light. Therefore, it needs an even brighter scene. So they're doing some things to help improve that experience a bit as well. Fix the bug which sometimes displayed a green line on the left side when using the rear-facing camera in photo mode. Improve the video stabilization when the resolution is set to full HD 60 FPS and the auto FPS setting is turned off while using the rear-facing camera. Improve the banding issue that appeared in the sky in mid to low ambient light and when using high resolution, talking 50 megapixel or 200 megapixel modes. Overall sharpness has been improved in 50 and 200 megapixel modes. They say they've also solved the intermittent blurring issue by enhancing the OIS performance. So more enhancements to these high resolution modes I think is really important because it's a cool feature to have. But I have found that more often than not, using these high-res modes just aren't really worth it. The photo actually comes out looking worse than if I just use the standard bend 12, whatever it is, 12.5 megapixel mode. So you can see here that they're improving the sharpness. Hopefully they'll continue working on those high-res modes going forward. I'm sure that they will. They say they've also solved the image quality issue when night mode is turned off and the camera assistant app is set to the following settings: shooting speed, high resolution, and speed priority. So you may or may not know this, but in the camera assistant app, you can actually set your priority from speed to quality or even balance. And apparently there was some issue where if you had it set to speed and night mode was turned off, there was a degradation in quality beyond what it should have been seen. So that has evidently been improved. I'm assuming because it says high resolution, they're talking about the 50 and 200 megapixel modes. Some more improvements coming to those modes. The camera issue where face recognition didn't work after finishing a video call has been solved. And they say they've also improved the stability of the camera when the frame has a moving subject. This is more stuff to help fix the motion blur problem that so many people, in particular on Twitter, have been so upset about. Taking a picture of a moving subject with your S23 Ultra and it's out of focus, it's smeared, it's blurred, or you've missed the shot because the focus took too long. This appears to be, like I said, a very substantial update to the S23 Ultra, that camera experience. And of course, a lot of these features, as you see here, are coming to the S23, not necessarily just the Ultra. So, like I said, really, really big update here, guys. I have not quite received it on my device yet, but once that does come, if it is worth making a follow-up video on, I'll definitely be doing that as well. Hit that subscribe button for more content just like this, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.